Hello guys, today I want to show you how to code connect4 with Python and the library Pygame. First let's start the game to see it in action. The main file just consists of a game class that I wrote, and to start the game I call the method gameLoop. The UI is a simple board with 7 columns and 6 rows, and when you press a key in the range between 1 and 7, you add a kind of chip to a column the player switches, and the first who has 4 connected chips in vertical, horizontal or diagonal direction wins the game. But I think you know the rules, the game is quite popular. When a player wins the game, you can restart or close the application. Okay, let's have a look at the Python code. I start with the game class. It has a list of players, which are 2, a yellow and a red one, and a reference to the current player. Then we have an object for the board and the game UI. The player is a very simple class, it just has an ID member, and this can be 0 or 1. And depending on this value I return a red or a yellow color, and also this color as text. The board contains the data structure, the grid, which is a 2-dimensional array or list, in which the values for the cells of the grid are stored. Basically this is just the ID of the player or none. Here I initialize the grid so that each cell contains the value none. Okay, what else do we have? We have the method checkPlayerWins to see if we have a winner. I explain this later on, and also the method addChip, which is called when a player adds a chip to a column. I'll come back to this in a moment. Alright, now let's come to the game loop. Here we have valid keys. The valid keys are 1 to 7. And I also check if I have to update the UI because I don't want to update for each frame of the game. Then I need variables to check if the game is still running or a player has won the game. And the row and column defines the cell to which the player will add the chip. Okay, we are looping in a while loop till done is set to true, and this happens when the application is closed. I'm looping here over Pygame events. I will explain this when we come to the game UI, but we get a quit method when the application is closed and a key up when the user presses a key, or better to say releases a key. I test here for the N or Y key, but only if a player has already won the game to restart it or to close the application. Okay, but now when the user pressed a key between 1 and 7, you can find this out if this key code is in the list of valid keys. You have to subtract 49 from the ASCII value, and if this is true, I try to add a chip to a column. I said I try to because it could be that the column is already filled. In this case, if there is no none value anymore, I return -1, and in the other case I return the row index to which the chip has been added. If adding a chip was successful, I check if a player, the current player, has won the game. So what I do here is I loop over the rows and columns in different directions in vertical, horizontal and diagonal direction, and check for each iteration if there are 4 IDs in a row that have the same value. And if this is true, I return true because then I know that the current player has won the game. There are many optimizations for this, for example a bit-coded grid, but this logic is fast enough for this game, so I used this simple algorithm with 4 for loops, which is a straightforward implementation. Okay, now the UI part. If we have to update the UI, this happens when the player switch or a player has won the game. Then we draw the board, the last added chip, and the text that displays the current player or which player has won the game. This is implemented in the game UI class, and here we initialize Pygame. Pygame can be downloaded for free. You just go to your console and type in pip install Pygame. Here we initialize a window with a size of 800 to 700 pixels, then I load the images for the board and the column numbers. And I also initialize a font of type Calibri with a size of 26. Here you can see the image of the board, which has transparent holes, and also an image for the numbers of the columns. To initialize the screen, I fill it with a white color, then I split the images to the screen at particular positions, and if the player parameter is set, I also draw a circle, which is the chip, to the position where the chip is located in the board. Okay, when a player has won, I call the method drawPlayer1, and in this the text is displayed which player has won the game and that he can restart or quit the application. If the game is still running, I call this method that also draws a text to the screen which player has to do a move. And that's it, not very complicated. I added the project to my GitHub page and you can get it from there for free. Just download the zip or clone the repository. The link to this is added to the description below. I hope you like the project, and if you like my channel then don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support me you can do this by being my patron, this would be great. And if you have any questions just add these to the comments. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you on JNM.